submitted by a former high school senior from Illinois. It was a cold February afternoon when our school went into an unannounced lockdown. At first, none of us took it seriously. We'd had drills before. But within minutes, we knew something was wrong. Our teacher, Mr. Collins, looked pale. He quickly locked the door, shut the blinds, and turned off the lights. "Stay quiet," he whispered, "and don't open the door for anyone." We huddled in the far corner of the room, away from the windows. There were 23 of us, and the silence was suffocating. Then we heard it. Footsteps. Slow, heavy footsteps echoing down the hallway. Tap, tap, tap. They stopped outside our door. No one breathed. Then a light knock, followed by another, and another. Soft, like someone tapping a fingernail on the door. Mr. Collins motioned for us to stay still. He picked up his phone to text someone, but then we heard something that made my blood turn to ice. A voice from the other side of the door. "Let me in. I forgot my backpack." It sounded like a student. A girl. But there was something off. Robotic. Empty. We didn't move. Then, the voice changed. Deeper. Raspy. "Let me in." Silence. Then the doorknob started to shake. Violently. We were frozen in place. Someone started to cry. I covered my ears, praying it would stop. Finally, the sound moved away. The footsteps faded. 10 minutes later, we were cleared. Police came. They never caught anyone. Security footage? Glitched. The hallway camera went dark for 5 minutes, right when we heard the knocks. We never found out who, or what, was outside that door. Story 2, The Substitute. Submitted by a middle school student from Texas. We had a sub that day. Mr. Grayson, tall, quiet, and weird. He barely spoke. He came in, took attendance, and stared at us like we were strangers. At around 11:30, an announcement came over the PA. "Attention, students and staff. We are initiating a lockdown. This is not a drill." We all froze. Mr. Grayson didn't move. "Sir," someone whispered. "Nothing." Then he stood up and unlocked the door. "Why did you do that?" one girl asked, panic in her voice. He just looked at her and smiled. "We're safe," he said. "No need to hide." The class started to panic. A kid near the door ran and locked it again, pushing a desk in front. Mr. Grayson just stood there, staring at us. Then he said something I'll never forget. "You can't hide from what's already inside." The lights flickered. No joke. And for a second, it felt like the room got colder. Then the fire alarm went off, right in the middle of a lockdown. We all screamed. Alarms shouldn't go off during lockdowns. It's against protocol. Mr. Grayson was gone. Vanished. No one saw him leave. Door locked. No windows. He just disappeared. When officers came, they searched every room. No sign of him. The school denied ever assigning a substitute that day. When we checked the attendance sheet, his name wasn't there. The paper was blank. And on the whiteboard, where he had written his name earlier, there was only one word. Run. Story 3, The Basement Door. Submitted by a night custodian at a school in New Jersey. Most people don't realize how creepy schools are at night. The hallways feel endless. Every sound echoes. And sometimes, you hear things that shouldn't be there. It was around 2 a.m. I was finishing up floor mopping on the lower level when I heard something strange. A faint knock, coming from the basement door. Now, this door is always locked. It leads to an old storage area no one uses anymore. Not since the fire 15 years ago. But the knock came again. I stood there, mop in hand, heart racing. Knock, knock, knock. Then a voice. "It's cold. Can you let me out?" I dropped the mop. "Who's there?" I called. No answer. I unlocked the top latch slowly. Opened the door just an inch. Nothing. Only darkness. Then something whispered, right next to my ear. "You shouldn't have opened it." I slammed the door shut, locked it, and ran to the front office. The cameras? Glitched. The next morning, when I returned, something was written on the inside of the basement door from the inside. In chalk, it read, "Thank you."